He says, is this where we're going to catch the plane to fly to Canada? And so we realized the fact that some of the young men had never been out of country, some had never been out of state. And so we find ourselves actually helping augment the education that these young men are receiving, and we become a big brother, an uncle. We don't need to be a father figure. We just need to be somebody who they can talk to. So we ask you to volunteer. So the 100 Men Association, volunteer. The Carolyn Hester Scholarship Fund, you've heard a little bit about that as well. This is what we ask you to do. Now, financially, sure, the university allows us to have the Center for Performing Arts, but it may be a day on for us, but for the technicians, the laborers, the police officers, it's a day off and we have to pay for those things. So this is why we have a contribution envelope. We ask you to, if you can help offset some of the expenses. We even try to offset some of the expenses of trying to find speakers who are local. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second. So there's a lot of things that go into the production when you have a community of volunteers, and we're just asking you, if you can, reach into your hearts and see how we continue to do the work of the community. So with that, the baskets should be flowing as the ushers are going through the aisles in terms of asking for your donations, if you will. If you write a check, if you can put it in cash, whatever you want to do. If you do write a check, remember that the Martin Luther King Celebration Committee, along with the 100 Men Association, both 501c3 organizations, and that contribution is also tax deductible. So as you begin to look at your taxes and preparing such, I'm not good at the ministry asking for appeals, but I have to do what I do because this is the part of the program they assign these things for me to do. And if you think about volunteering, please, we need men in this community to just step up for a couple hours a week. If you can coach, you can show a moment of kindness to a young man. If you can teach, you can reach. Whatever it is that you do, if you're musical, whatever it is, we need you just to be in the community, to be visible, to show some support. If we don't step up and actually become that person that they look and see to get guidance from, we've lost the battle to those other young men who are going to try to take him down. And if anybody saw American Idol, pants on the ground, pants on the ground, pants on the ground. I know it sounds like a code to some, but I'm telling you, if you see people sagging their pants, there's a reason, because sometimes you have to actually see a man to be a man. And sometimes you've got to be a man to teach a man. And sometimes he needs to see you being a man teaching, so he has some idea exactly what is a man. And so if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Because there are men in the community who may not make the news every week, but they do step up, and they do reach out, and they do take care of the kids in this community. I have another set of musicians that are getting ready. This is why, as we start taking the collection, I can ask for those things. But it's amazing when we begin to think about a community as large as this, where this organization started as 100 Men of University Park, and now we have people reaching out into other communities with mentees and trying to do what they do. And this is one of the reasons why I think that it's important that you decide for yourself that what is it that it takes, for you to actually become a mentor. We do a background check, because we don't want to make sure that we know who you are. But it's one of those things where it doesn't matter how much finances you have, it doesn't matter how old you are, it's just at some point, can you step up and make a difference in a young man's life? I've told you, I've gone through like 8 years, I've had to go through learning things from like, what's this guy's name? Squirt Bob, Pants, Squirt Yellow, SpongeBob, Squirt Pants. Gary Mueller says he knows, he must have kids that age. I'm like, one of my guys says, Mr. E, you mean you don't know about, SpongeBob? I'm like, I really don't watch Nickelodeon, dude, I'm sorry. But you find yourself having to listen because what they're getting images from MTV, from VH1, and from BET, you have to kind of listen to what's going on in their heads, what are they being impacted by, so you can try to be that counterbalance, that counterpoint in their life that can possibly say, hey, there is another way of doing this. And so when you start becoming the person where they call you to report their grades, you know you have made a difference in somebody's life. When they call you to tell you that they won their wrestling match, you know you're making a difference in that person's life. Because the dads may not care, but if the community cares, then we have cared enough. How we doing back there, Integrity? word, integrity. How we doing back there? Excuse me for a second. Let me see if I have a group of singers. I didn't hear anybody. I thought maybe they'd love me once again. But no, with that, folks, it's been a wonderful day so far, and we still haven't got to our speaker yet. So right after our musical selections by New Faith's own, y'all know New Faith? Do y'all know Integrity? New Faith's own Integrity will bring you a couple of selections. I'll come back with an introduction and we'll be bringing you a speaker. Ladies, it's on you.
And we're just so honored to be here to celebrate a great man, Dr. Martin Luther King. I know he means a lot to you. He means a lot to me. He stands for a man of justice, a man of integrity, a man that stood shoulder to shoulder when things were supposed to be a way and he decided, no, it's supposed to be this way, and decided to stand. I'm so grateful for what he did, for his fight, for his thrust between worlds that were seemingly going to crumble. He decided, I'm going to stand. And for what he has done, we're able to stand today, shoulder to shoulder. Listen, because of what Dr. Martin Luther King has done, we're able to stand shoulder to shoulder. We're able to work shoulder to shoulder. We're able to advance shoulder to shoulder. And I don't know about you, I'm ready to advance even the more. Are you ready? We want you to just enjoy the musical rendition by Integrity. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening sky. Let it resound round as only she. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, Thou who hast by Thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path we pray. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark